Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 16 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, myself and 5 AI opponents set to Emperor difficulty are playing a true free-for-all game in which there are no set teams. In this series, I'm playing as the Nomad Sorcerer, Quora the Desert Rose. In our last episode, we continued to expand in the Shadow Realm and try to kind of make more of a foothold for us to establish more of our cities and vassals in the Shadow Realm. You can see here, we've sent Karzan over. He's kind of making his way over to this neutral city right now that we're going to have as a vassal hopefully very soon. That's Gefradrin. And once that's a vassal, and then eventually maybe even a full city, we'll really have a nice base of operations here right in the center of the Shadow Realm, in which we can then kind of spread out and continue to kind of make headway from there. Now, on the surface, we are kind of in a position where I've been really thinking about declaring war on Brock Goldran and or Olarmian Robstone, and I'm really not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but you can see that I've got my rogue stack with some now very, very powerful units. And that's able to be reconciled into a full squad once again. But I've got this full stack here ready to go, and I could start attacking Brock's cities if I was so inclined. And then kind of the same story up here. Whoops, it's actually over here. I've got my Theocrat ready to go. I'm going to clear out this lost library, and then I'm right on the doorstep of Olarmian. So I have to kind of decide, because obviously declaring war could have some really, you know, potentially negative ramifications for me if I were to kind of bungle it. So that's really the big decision, I think, this episode. Now, before I jump into the episode proper, I did just want to give a quick shout out to Gladden, who left a couple of excellent comments on the previous episode. Gladden had pointed out that in regards to the diplomacy aspect, I've been trying to pursue an alliance with Caradon Duraga, and I haven't had any luck. He's continually declined those alliance proposals. Gladden is pointing out that typically you would need above 2,500 for empire relations, so we're getting closer, but we still have a ways to go before we get there. So I can keep trying to increase that, as Gladden suggested, but overall, Gladden mentioned that the AI can be somewhat kind of illogical with alliance, you know, accepting alliances and then maybe even breaking them once you've got one going. So that's something to keep in mind, but I do want to still try to pursue it simply for the kind of novelty aspect. I've never really done that in any of my series before. I've always had set teams, so this is kind of a good opportunity to really try that out. I appreciate the input from Gladden, and with that said, I think we will proceed now into the episode. So while we have the diplomacy tab open, why don't we just jump over and let's give him like a ton of mana. We will give him 600 mana, and I don't have any gold to give him, so actually, you know what? Let's give him 750. We'll really spoil him here. There it is. Okay, there we go. We sent that as a gift. So that takes care of the diplomacy aspect. We had pretty much just started our turn last time, so a lot of things going on here. I noticed we've got our Theocrat ready to go, so why don't we do that? This would be a good chance to try this battle out. Okay, so looks like we are fighting some undead. We've got poltergeists, we've got a ghost, and a lost soul. So that should be fairly straightforward for us, I think. Especially being, of course, that we are a Theocrat, so should be able to dish out some of that spirit damage without too much difficulty. So we'll soften him up a little bit. Yeah, nice. And then we can kind of just sit back and let them come to us, really. We don't have to rush. We don't have to really worry all that much, so we can be very relaxed in this battle. We don't have to do anything crazy. We'll do a buff just for sake of it. Okay, so our hero did take a little bit of punishment. That's fine, nothing we can't handle. Alright, so a little bit of regen. We can kill the poltergeist off here. Perfect. Our chariot is engaged, so might be nice to use our shield biter here with a war cry just to help out a little. There it is. And now we can use our free attack. Perfect. And our chariot is now freed up to go and attack whoever we want. So what I might do here is just throw on some extra damage on the ghost. Oh, and there's just the outright kill. That's totally fine. We can cruise over and hit the Lost Soul for a charge attack, and then get the finish with our Node Serpent. Perfect. Yeah, nice and clean there. Let's see what we get. Nice. Okay, we got Chain Lightning. That's good. And a little bit of extra knowledge. Not that that really makes a difference at this point for us. But now, here's the big question. Do we want to go down and see what Olarmian has in the city? Or do we want to maybe explore a bit up here? I'm thinking if we're going to engage in war with one of these two opponents, we probably want to pick one and stick to that one rather than trying to do both at the same time. And if we go back, I think they are still at war with each other. Yeah, so, oh, isn't that interesting? Olarmian is at war with Brock and with Bowen, Stargazer. How about Brock? Let's see. Okay, hasn't made contact with Bowen. So Brock is only at war with Olarmian, whereas Olarmian is at war with multiple opponents. So maybe Olarmian is the better one to try to attack at the moment. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's a tough call because the reality of it is I don't really have, like, a huge army. I've basically just got my main stack led by my Theocrat, which admittedly is very, very powerful, and it will be that much more powerful when my Theocrat gets up to level, I think it's level 9 where we get Divine Justicars. It's either 9 or 11, I can never remember. We can always check the Tome of Wonders later to confirm that, but that will make us supremely powerful. Speaking of which, let's do our level up here. Nice. Okay, I've been waiting to get Convert. That's been the big one I've been after. So that's huge. That's going to allow us to continue making the stack bigger, or to build a second stack, I should say. We'll grab Healing. That's going to be huge, just to provide additional healing support for the stack. Otherwise, I think we're good. I think we will save the rest of those points. So that's huge. I mean, even that alone, having Convert plus Healing, makes my Theocrat's army that much more powerful. Something else we have to consider, too, is we have this Rise of the Fire Rogue. Soon a rogue hero armed with powerful items will roam the map with her armies. Now, the thing we have to watch out for is that some of our cities could really get threatened by this. And, I mean, as you can see, we don't really have great defenses on most of our cities. Like, some of them are completely undefended. And so, you know, like in our throne, we've at least got a couple of units. But, you know, things could get pretty dangerous for us if, you know, rampaging armies start roaming across the map and threaten our cities. So we have to be very, very careful about biting off more than we can chew in terms of going to war with an opponent at this stage. Now, you know, I'm inclined to go after Brock, actually. I mean, I think my rogue is in a little bit better position. One of the main things, too, is that the Maloculus now has Dominate, which could really expand our opportunities for acquiring more units. Some of those we could probably steal directly from Brock, so maybe that's kind of something we could think about here. I'm just going to see, like, if we were to... like, what's... oh, you know, this is a pretty well-guarded city, actually. We've got a hero. We've got a Mammoth. Mammoth Sentry, Tier 2. We've got a bunch of Tier 2s and a few Tier 1s. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's not a pushover of a stack. And this army is a little bit beat up, not exactly in the best shape. So, you know, my Theocrat is in much better condition. I just don't know what Olarmian has for units in there. So maybe we'll just head down that way. Oh, interesting. Okay, there is a city over here we can try and make contact with. And at the very least, we could go and clear out this Shrine to the Frozen Beauty before we make our decision. So we can head down there, clear this out, and maybe get a better look at what's going on. So that way we can kind of delay making this decision just a little bit, I think would be a good idea. Because, again, I do want to go to war. I think it's time. I can't really let the AI and my opponents kind of snowball. Even though they are fighting each other, I'm nervous about it. So I'd rather get down there and start trying to make something happen. The biggest problem I'm going to have now, though, with my rogue is, like, what the heck do we do with this stack? Because, you know, there really isn't... I don't know if there's going to be much for me to, like, clear out in this area. At least there's some Lost Souls down there to kill, but... oh, and there's another of Brock's cities. Wow. You know, I may have to just push the attack here, because otherwise, like, what the heck am I going to do? I can't just keep, you know, wasting this very powerful army that now has the ability to dominate. So, yeah, I have to think about that. But why don't we then figure out what's going on in the Shadow Realm here while we're moving units around. So, right, okay, this one was doing a bit of scouting. Karzan, we decided we're going to clear out stuff around our soon-to-be vassal here first. So let's make that happen. This should be a fun battle. Beacon of Light. Okay, interesting. It's defended by a Goblin Great Beetle. So kind of another beetle-riding variant, Tier 3. It's considered a cavalry unit with charge. It's got Demolisher, Overwhelm, Wall Crushing, and Tunneling. Okay, otherwise we've got a Witch Doctor, Blight Doctor, and some Tier 1 ranged units. So this won't be an easy battle. They've also going to have Blessing of Health. So we'll have to keep our wits about us for this one. It's not going to be straightforward. We should be okay. I mean, we've got a very powerful army, but we just have to make sure we don't, mess this one up. And we do have a unit capable of seduction, I believe, in this stack, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no, that's the other one. Never mind. I got my squads mixed up here. So we won't really have any mechanism to mind control anybody. So, oh, and we have Throw Curse. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize the Ogre gains that at elite rank. That's neat. I'm kind of inclined to let them just come to us maybe another turn here. Let's see. What kind of damage can we do here? Boy, not a whole lot, honestly. Probably better to just do this. Soften them up a little. There's what I was hoping for, is a stun. Okay, and then we'll just kind of hang out, get that projectile resistance going. Everybody else can just cruise in and hang out with our leader. Okay, so they healed their goblin unit. We're getting that benefit of projectile resistance, which is very nice. Okay, the beetle's coming around the side. That's good. Now at least we know where it's going. I think what we're going to want to do is probably have our rock tie up the beetle. But that said, we can step Karzan over and we can go for the stuns here. Let's just see what does the most damage. Yeah, it's definitely going to be our shock attack here, so let's make that happen. Okay, well, no stun was inflicted, which is too bad. We can try for a webbing touch. Nice, okay, that makes things a lot easier. Now we can just go to town. Nice, big damage there. Yeah, we've got all these units that need to basically just get whittled away here, so let's make that happen. I think what we'll do is we'll fly in behind, kill the Blight Doctor, because, again, that Blight Doctor is capable of weakening our units, which I really don't like. The Smuggler can step up and blast the Darter for some heavy damage. Our Melia, on the other hand, can heal or... You know what? We could use the Melia aggressively here. I don't hate that idea. Just as long as the Melia doesn't get killed, that would be the only thing that gives me a little pause. I think we'll be okay. Now, hopefully that's not famous last words. No, okay, we're fine. Yeah, even if they get hit more, it should be okay. Okay, no problem at all. The Melia now getting closer to leveling up, which is good. I can use Karzan here. I'm just trying to see... Oh, yeah, let's get in behind here. Mess up those Swarm Darters real good. We can sprint in behind, or just around the side, I guess. That's fine. There we go. Good kill there. The Ogre can finish off the Swarm Darter there. And then, you know what? Our Melia could just go to town on this big beetle. Would not mind that at all. We'll soften him up here. Nice. Good level up for our hero. And now the Melia can get the finish. Excellent. And that's getting closer and closer to that level up and then evolution, which would be fantastic for us. Nice. A Draconian Raptor and some gold. I will happily take that reward. And, you know, we've got a couple of units now to start making another stack if we were so inclined. Let's upgrade Karzan. I realize he got a level up there. We could go with, you know what, Spirit Shield would be good for the stack. Especially if we fight any Archon units, that would be good. A little more protection from spirit damage. You know, Phase wouldn't be the worst thing. Give him that much more mobility. Although, with his mount, he's already got pretty solid mobility, honestly. I don't think we need that. Yeah, I think we're okay. So, maybe we will wait then to give him anything else for now. I mean, Dragon Slayer party could help if we're fighting dragons or draconians. Yeah, let's go for that. We are in the Shadow Realm after all. There are generally more draconians and dragons there, so not the worst thing ever to be equipped to deal with them. We can head over and clear out this treasure chest, and then next turn go after the Astral Garden, followed by the Forge of Dreams, and then those production resources. So, pretty solid set of structures here to clear out with Karzan, so that's looking pretty good. Alright, we will do this one manually. One thing we can think about is replacing that Outlaw Smuggler as a Tier 1 unit. It might be nice to get a Tier 2 or even a Tier 3 if we can unit to try to replace them. I think that would be ideal. Not to say that they're a bad unit or anything like that. It's just, you know, getting an upgrade would be nice. You know what? Let's just drop a heal for that level up. Yep, there it is. Now this unit should evolve next turn, which is great. Or when the battle's over, I should say. And you know what? We can just let them come right to us. So we'll throw on a curse. You know, I should have healed the Rock, actually, now that I think about it. The Rock is in kind of a little bit rougher shape than the other units are, but that's okay. Okay, getting the benefit of projectile resistance at least. Alright, and we can fly in behind, get a nice flank, and a big kill there. That's huge. Step up and do some work. Perfect. Go for that web attack. Nice. Nice and easy there. Karzan can just get the finish on the Footman. And the Melia, I mean, we're going to level up, so there's really no need to do much else. We'll just do a little blasting here. There's no need to cure anything, so we will just hold our turn. And now we can figure out who needs the experience. The Spider Queen could definitely benefit from getting additional experience, I think. One thing we could do is go for that Call Forth Darkness. So let's do that just to, you know, land some damage, get a little more experience. Nice. And then we'll get the kill with the Spider Queen, really, just to get that extra... Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, though, we can go for an Entangling Touch. Okay, resisted. I'm going to wait another turn, because then I can drop a heal with my... Yeah, there we go. Now the Melia can heal the Rock, who is not feeling as great. And now we can get the finish. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Kind of optimizing our healing a little bit. Nice. Okay, some more gold, some extra mana. That's fine. Now we can regroup, and then we will start heading back this way. And again, the goal is to head down there, so we will get ourselves ready for next turn. And there you go. We've got the Epimelid now, which is basically the straight upgrade of what we had. So that's fantastic. Now a Tier 3 unit. Has Inflict Daze, Entangling Touch still has healing, but of course now can level up and gain things like Dispel Magic and Regrowth, which is huge. So very good unit to have access to. I do see a Cartographer's Tent. We can head over. It's a bit of a risk with this unit, but we can do it. Nice. Okay, so there is another city over there, and I do see some more treasure. It's perhaps worth exploring. Let's sit in the water just to try to protect our scout unit a little bit more. Of course, we have this Draconian Raptor. As I mentioned, it would be nice to replace the Outcast Smuggler, but I think we will leave that alone for now, and instead we'll send this guy back just to form up with the other units in the city here, and they can make a bit of a squad to start working on some of the lower level structures maybe over here that need to be cleared out. We've got a couple units moving over here, including 2 different types of Draconian cavalry. So I'm thinking with all of that, we should be able to form a pretty solid fighting force, actually. So we will kind of cruise over. We're going to have these ones meet up. And the Raptor can join in, perhaps, for that that squad as well. Or alternatively, we could send the Halfling Gamekeeper over to maybe join that group. I don't hate that either. You know what? Let's maybe do that. There we go. So that'll be a full squad, and then the Raptor can at least sit on the city. Alright, so now we've got some choices to make here. Lots of things we can build. We're going to skip that for now, though. We want to finish moving everybody first. Right, okay, and we've got our Sorcerer squad. So our plan here was, and if I remember right, we've got an Oil Occultist. Yeah, there it is. Oil Occultist is moving over to meet us when we make landfall over. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh, that is devastating. We're going to lose this unit to a couple of ne'er-do-wells here, which is a real shame. Unless, ooh, you know what? I was going to clear this out, but I would rather keep that unit alive and do this. And you know what? We can engage the battle, so it's not a complete waste. There we go. Yeah, otherwise they would have killed that lone unit, which even as a tier 3, I don't think it would have been able to survive. So, this way we preserve our unit, and we can start gaining some experience with them as well, which is kind of nice. Let's go here. Yeah, there it is. Now let's see if we can get a stun, perhaps. Alternatively, we could... Ooh, not enough range there, so let's try. Nice, we got a stun. That's big. Alright, in their range, they can't really get to us to start hitting us with anything, so we will just kind of stay put then. We're not going to really get aggressive or do anything crazy. We're just going to let them kind of come to us here. Okay, nothing crazy, a little bit of damage, but we can handle that, of course. Let's step up, do some blasting here, which is great. We could probably kill off this scout, no problem, between our 2 units doing range damage. Wonderful. And we can step over and do some additional work on these halflings. Nice, they are hit with stun again, and they're considered scorched. And they have oil impact. They're covered in oil, so they are just not feeling great. They've got a ton of debuffs on, and they have that now fire weakness thanks to those 2 effects. So definitely a cool combination of abilities there. What we will do then is our Epsilon Warrior will step up and do a defensive strike, get the kill there. And then our Node Serpent should be able to phase in behind, get a big flank shot here on that scoundrel. That should about do it. Oh, they have a sprint. Okay. Well, they did a little bit of damage to me there. That wasn't wonderful. So we will step over and we will throw on a Cosmic Heal. That is very good. And then we can move over and get the finish with our hero. Yeah, there we go. Well, it'll be nice to have that Oil Occultist in this squad. That's going to make a big difference for us, I think. Wonderful. Okay, and then we can just kind of start clearing things out. We could head back and do this Crystal Tree. We could do these nodes here and this Vault of Knowledge. We can go and clear this over here. We've got tons of options for things to do with this squad, so lots of good opportunities, and I'm going to try and do as much as possible to get as much benefit out of that squad being up there as I can. And nothing I'm really that keen on right now for upgrades, so we're going to just hold those points. This little guy was just doing some extra scouting for us, so let's keep that going. Ooh, and I do see some haste berries down there. That's good. Okay, these guys want us to pay them to make a peace treaty, which I'm not very keen on doing. So why don't we just follow this road a little bit? Okay, so there is our opponent has a city in the surface world here. Let's go through this and see. Ooh, if we do, we will be trespassing. Well, we can't do that, so... Not yet, anyway. So we'll just keep moving through. So we know that our opponent has a city on the other side of this Shadow Gate here. So just, we have to remember that. A lot of join offers here. I don't think I'm going to take any of them up on it. Now, here's the thing. We've got Quora. Boy, it'd be cool to try and see if we could take on this Derelict Shrine. I just don't think we're going to have enough strength, quite frankly. This stack is still kind of in development. We're still working on getting them some additional experience, especially this Wandering Blade, the Epimelid. They need some more experience before we're really quite in fighting shape, I think, to be clearing out those highest level structures. Although our rock, obviously, is very strong. Plus, our morale isn't as amazing in the Shadow Realm. A lot of our units dislike being there. So we just have to keep that in mind as well. Alright. So nothing crazy here. Just some kind of standard orcs. I may try my best, though, to grab this Orc Dire Rider. They're riding some wargs, which is kind of cool. They don't have anything special about them, really, so I should be able to get a seduction if I'm able to, which would be good. Otherwise, just an Impaler and a Greatsword, fairly standard. Nothing too crazy here. So what I'm going to do is step up and go for the stun on the Impaler. Nice, and we got it. That's great. And then I can step up with the Spitting Spider and get the kill that way. The Wandering Blade, on the other hand, you know what? I'm going to park the rock like this just to protect the hero. Put my Nymph in behind there. Epimelid can just cruise in like this, and then the Wandering Blade is just going to form a wall to protect the hero. And then they can come in and do whatever they want here. Yep, no problem. And we will just heal that right up with our Epimelid. And now we should... keyword being should, be able to get a seduction attempt on the Dire Rider. Nice, and that was successful. That's huge. Now we can just kill off the Greatsword kind of the old-fashioned way here. Wonderful. Well, just like that, we've got ourselves the beginning of a new army here. Okay, so what do we want? Siege Workshop or a Public Bath? I will take the Siege Workshop for the extra production resources, getting us up to 70. Maybe I should have taken the Public Baths, though, because this city not the happiest at the moment. Oh well, though. It's nice getting that one out of the way. We'll have to pick a production choice for this city now that we've gotten that out of the way. Maybe the baths wouldn't be the worst idea, just to improve that happiness rating a little bit. It's a shame we're not at 75. If we were at 75, this would only take 2 turns instead of 3. So... it's a little bit unfortunate. Alright, let's go back. So, I think we will probably just head down and start clearing out these structures. We've got a Spirit Fountain. As I said, I'm thinking this Derelict Shrine is probably just a little bit out of our pay grade at the moment. We're just not quite there, I would say. So we will head down. And it's not worth the risk, really, at this point. Now, this little group, I think I can add in with this Orc, and here we've already got ourselves kind of a ready-made second army, so that's really, really good. Let's grab some of our scouts here and keep scouting with them. Head over this way. Okay, there's another spawning structure there. That is good to know that that's there. We can maybe get this army to head down and deal with that. I was wondering where those units that had attacked the city previously had come from, and that's probably where they originated. So, let's see. What is this guarded by? A succubus and a couple of lightning sprites. That should be doable, even with my little makeshift hodgepodge army. Should be just fine. This guy was doing some additional exploring for us. This one wants us to pay them to, you know, get closer. I mean, I could. I don't know. I hate paying to set up those alliances. It's kind of not optimal. But you know what? I do want to go through their territory, so I am going to do it. Because then I can scout through better. Like this. Okay. Yeah, it feels like such a waste of money, but if it's a really good, you know, city that you're going to want as a vassal, I suppose, or if it's in like a strategic location, I guess it's worth doing, but it pains me every time. Nice, okay, a little bit more digging money here. Let's keep that going. Every little bit of gold is helping, so happy to keep that. Okay, now, speaking of digging. All right, we've just got to bruise our way through here. Okay, so we are now 2 turns away from getting to this dwelling. Tell me about the quest. We've got 3 turns, so I think we might be okay. So we will close this. Hopefully they aren't over on this side of that wall. That's the only thing. I think they're going to be near the city, but yeah, we are going to be in range to perhaps take that quest on for them, which is good. I think we'll just stay put, more or less. We really can't do anything with this guy. We want to make landfall with him if we can. This group, the goal with them was to eventually perhaps have them clear out this part of the Arctic, but we are now aware of a unit spawner up there that I would like to perhaps get rid of, so I think I'm going to just have them grab these haste berries and cruise over to see if maybe we can deal with that. It's a bit of a makeshift squad, but I'm hoping they could do it for us. Oh, nice, and this guy can group up. Okay, that's perfect. A lot of things finished production, which is great. We've got a ton of structures, a couple of storehouses, a couple of temples, Builder's Hall, which is always nice. So we're going to have a lot of production choices here. Let's just make sure we've moved everybody. Yeah, I think we have. We have to figure out where we want to summon this Node Serpent. That's the other big thing. So this squad already has one, and now with this Oil Occultist, I'm not as worried about them. They've got a source of healing from the Djinn. We can get men. We already have Men Magical Being with the Sorcerer, which can heal the Node Serpent. So the Epsilon Warrior is now silver metal, so will be a bit of a melee tank. Combined with the Node Serpent, they should be just fine. So this squad I'm not at all concerned about. Plus, we could make them a unit out of this human village if need be. We could give them like a pikeman, or we could, you know, go for a military district and get access to some of the or barracks if we needed. We can do kind of whatever we need over here. This area is fairly kind of self-sufficient, which I'm happy about. So I'm not as keen on that. So in terms of where to summon this guy, probably not this squad. My rogue wouldn't be a bad choice. We could split off the Dire Panther maybe and start forming a second squad. The Theocrat would be another good choice, right? It's going to depend where we want to start the war. That's going to be the most important thing. Where do we want to start the war? The fact that Olarmian is fighting 2 other opponents at the same time, definitely making me consider going after him first. That being said, I do want my rogue to do something down here, and Brock is kind of preventing me from going anywhere else. So I think I'm going to give it to the rogue, actually. And then what we'll do is we will split the Dire Panther off into its own squad. There, okay, so now we've got very, very powerful army. And honestly, we will just keep going with more Node Serpents. Why the heck not? We can do it in a single turn, so we might as well just keep hitting it. Perfect. As I said, a lot of join offers, but I'm going to go through some of the production choices first. So let's see what we can do in Ripura. So we've got public baths. The city's not super happy. Production is at 50, which isn't bad. Yeah, we could go for the War Hall to really start producing more units out of here if we wanted. In terms of what we can produce, we can start making Storm Priest, which is very good. I like their ability to summon lightning sprites, and of course, as a support unit, they're going to have Inflict Stun, which is obviously extremely powerful. What else could we do here? Yeah, you know what? Let's get a. I think getting this city a little bit more prepared to perhaps produce units in the future is not the worst idea ever. So I am thinking maybe a War Hall down the road would not be terrible. Alternatively, we could go for the Sorcerer's Conflux, giving us access to the Apprentice. The rest of the units that we're going to have access to, though, are summons. So this is kind of a dead end for unit production in terms of, you know, we get the Apprentice, and that's kind of as far as that one goes. As always, this one's kind of a decisions moment for me. You know what? All right, I'm going to skip Ripura. Let's look at some of our other cities first, because there might be some priorities that I need to kind of have out here as opposed to in the Shadow Realm. Now, Dali Afra is going to grow in 5 turns. If we can get this Siege Workshop done, we're going to push the production income over 100, which I definitely like. That speeds up a lot of projects, so I'm going to do that. There, and as you can see, that's eating up our gold pretty quickly, which is going to change some of my decision-making, I think, pretty quickly. So this one here, we'll just do merchandise. Zardor. Zardor, let's see. Yeah, you know, this is another one I'm thinking probably merchandise. Hodin. Hodin I definitely wouldn't mind developing a little bit further here. Maybe the public baths, just to get that extra happiness. That might push us a little higher, improve some of the production out of there. Yeah, so there, that kind of makes my decision for me. Although Maldora I do want to develop more, so you know what? Going back to Hodin, maybe we wait. Maybe we wait till it grows before we go crazy with production there. Let's focus on Maldora, just because, as I mentioned, we do have units here. I think it's going to be very helpful for us to get this one, you know, going really well. Can always do a harbor there as well to build ships, which we don't really have anywhere else. City's about to grow here in a single turn, which is good. Let's do the laboratory to get things started. Yeah, Hodin, we will just do merchandise for now. Back to Ripura. You know, I am feeling maybe the public baths to improve that happiness. That is going to eat up our gold, but... Alright, so that takes care of that. All the joint offers we are going to ignore. And that's going to do it for our turn. So we've already done our bribery with our mana for Caradon. So that pretty much takes care of it. Let's end it there and see what happens this upcoming turn here. Now, something else, as I'm kind of thinking about this, maybe I should produce a few more units in some of my cities. You know, I would hate to start losing cities to these armies of the Fire Rogue. It'd be really devastating, as I've mentioned already, but... See, Caradon's got something visible over here. What's that? Oh, just a little... Goat. Yeah, Caradon, happy to take, keep taking that mana that I'm giving him. Okay, there's Brock moving some units around. You know, if we declared war on him, we could take this stack out, no problem. Definitely thinking that's not a bad idea. And you know, from like a thematic or a lore perspective, we are the pure good. And Brock, Alarmian, and I think Bowen are all evil, right? So if you look here, yeah, they are all evil alignments. So it doesn't even really make me feel that bad going to war with them, because of course they are the evil opponents. Caradon being the only other one who is good, albeit slightly. But everybody else is evil, so... Alright, let's see. We've gotten better at governing Tigrans. They can either have a Prowler, gain Hurl Net, or Observatories now produce extra income for gold. I would take that over the Prowler upgrade, purely because I don't really think I'm going to be using many Prowlers. So Caradon accepted the proposal. Let's see, where are we with him? So, there, he took the 750. Let's see, what's our relationship like with him now? Ooh, okay, so it's at 2330. So if we give him another boost of mana here, that should be enough. Let's give him another, like, 500. And then we will try again after that to see if he accepts the alliance proposal. Okay, Brock won a battle. Oh, so he killed off those undead that I was potentially going to attack. Item has arrived. Okay, nice. The Griffin egg is now with our hero and can start incubating. Okay, we are the first to acquire 7 towns with Heptatopia, so we get 100 base happiness increase. That's pretty good. That'll actually make a big difference for me here. I was going to say, the nice thing, too, is this city is now not miserable, and that's because, speaking of happiness, we did finish that public baths, so That's quite nice. I was just thinking about happiness there. We've got an alliance proposal from, yes, from Gifadrin. We will accept. Okay. So that gets that going. What else? Anything else here noteworthy? Ooh, we have a quest available. What is it? Tell me more. End the terror at the mine. I mean, I would like to help, but I'm not really in a position to do so. So I'm going to decline that, unfortunately. And it's only for a peace treaty, so yeah, we're going to decline that. We don't have anybody in the area that can facilitate that, unfortunately, so... Oh, nice. Okay, we got a Merman Reef Guard. That is great. This is a powerful Tier 3 pikeman unit. That's going to make a big difference for us, I think. Ooh, and look at that. Olarmian appears to be perhaps under siege at the moment. Oh, and look at that. Okay, his border grew, and now we can't get down there. So we do have to make a bit of a decision here. Ooh, and Asbandaria finished another Oil Occultist. That is a big deal. These Oil Occultists are super powerful. Question, though, is, like, what do we do with him? Where should he go? Part of me thinks, like, again, originally I had wanted them to go up there to deal with this. And I'm still kind of inclined to do that. You know, the extra casting points would be great, especially when we get access to these Eldritch Horrors that we're going to try to summon. If we can get a fort built here, that would be optimal. Well, we'll have to think about that. We don't have to decide right this second, but we do need to think about where we should send him. Okay, no other alliances or anything like that. It's just towns wanting to join us, so we will skip a lot of these options. Okay, and here we go. We got to move some units. So, I'm inclined to maybe come back this way first, rather than heading over here. This is a bit of a dead end, although we could, I suppose, see what's underground. The Lost Library we could hit this turn, which I definitely wouldn't mind doing, though. Always keen to clear those out if possible. Yeah, let's do that here. Let's get that one cleared out. Oh, we've got a Wraith King. That's arguably one of my favorite units of all time. I really like the Wraith King, especially when I'm playing Necromancer. We should be able to handle this, I think, though. I'm hoping that our Node Serpent can tank the damage pretty well. And then with our range damage, we should be able to put the hurt on them pretty well. So here's what I'm thinking. We're going to step up the Oil Occultist. And you know what? We can do this, or we could just do this. Let's blast. Okay, that wasn't terrible. And what kind of damage do we do here? Not bad. I don't think it's going to be quite enough for the kill, but with a defensive strike, I think we will be fine. So, yes. And then is this enough for the kill? Oh, just shy. We would have to get a perfect roll to have that kill, which is kind of a shame. Alright, well, the Djinn is going to help us then a little bit. Nice. Well, you know what? There it is. Okay, that's great. We're going to set the Node Serpent here in defense mode to just tank some damage for us. And the Epsilon Warrior is going to do a defensive strike up there. That should hold things over here for us, I think. Yeah, Node Serpent's tanking the damage super well. No real concerns there. Nice kill. Alright, so, Oil Occultist can finish the Lost Soul here, no problem. Very nice, and a good level up for them. The Djinn can step up and do some healing. Very good. Hero can step up and blast. Nice, and there's the kill. Excellent. Let's see if we get something maybe useful here. Let's see. Terraformer. I mean, hey, that's not bad. You know, we could start working on improving, you know, city happiness if need be. That's not a bad idea. Okay, that worked out pretty well. So now this squad, we can decide if we want to maybe go underground, or do we want to go back and clear this stuff out. I mean, even, hey, we could clear out this Heart of the Tropics up here, and then get a fort built there, and a fort built over here eventually, and then we'll have access to additional casting points, which is huge. So this army, we're going to grab the haste berries. We are going to go straight for... Okay, nice. I think we should be able to do this. The Oppressor is going to be tough. That's a tier 2 unit with some pretty heavy damage, but I think we can handle this. I think probable. I'm going to let the auto combat do it. Nice, okay. We lost 2 units, but hey, we got it done, and the baby Reed Serpent got a level up, so I'm okay with that outcome. And then let's grab this, clear it out. Nice, and we got ourselves a Draconian Ice Claw and a item that we're not going to use. I'll take the reward just to have the Ice Claw, though. And the melee weapon we can just send to whichever hero is nearest. We'll send it to Quora, and she can just sell it. Alright, so now this stack can regroup and keep moving down this way. Well, that's great. That got rid of one additional threat that was potentially going to cause us some problems. Now, this little guy, we might as well just head over here and make contact with whatever this is. Alternatively, I suppose, if we don't want to attack Alarmian right this second, we could just go underground here. It's not the worst idea. Yeah. I don't know. If we jump back down here, I mean, I think this is a prime opportunity to attack Alarmian while we've got an opportunity. You know what? Let's do it. I think we'll declare war on him. So if we declare war, we're going to get a little bit of decrease to our alignment, but we're already pure good, you know, to the extreme, so I don't think that makes a big difference. Let's do it. All right, Brock. It's time to fight. Chance to maybe try and kill his hero here. At the very least, we can even try. I will have to take a look. Let's see. Does the hero have mind control immunity? It's a Dreadnought. Dreadnought with healing. Emergency repair. Does have Holy Champion, but doesn't have any mind control immunity, so we should actually be able to try to dominate the hero, which would be pretty cool. So I think that's what we'll go for here. So why don't we... We also have Charm. I completely forgot about that, too. It'd be nice if we could take out some of this cavalry, though. There's a stun. That's going to help us a lot. Step up here. Just soften them up, right? We don't have to be too aggressive. They can't even get to us this turn, so... we can just... Well, I'll just go back here. We can hit them. Good damage. Park rate here. We don't have to be... We don't have to take any risks. We can be very... You know, passive, as it were, in this fight. And then we're going to go for that hero. That's going to be the objective. Ooh, that Dispel. That wasn't a bad idea. Oh, and some healing. Okay. Alright. Keeping things interesting, at least. Well, let's try that Dominate, maybe. I think now, to Dominate, you have to go and physically go right up next to them, though. So, let's see if we can get rid of that Sentry, perhaps. Seeing what would be best. You know what? We can try for a web. Don't hate that idea. Nice. Okay, that's easy. Now let's go for that Dominate. Okay, resisted. That's fine. And then we can try round 2 of that with Charm. Okay, resisted both. That's fine. It is what it is. We'll step up, though, and now we can blast this 4-rider. Ooh, nice, and it is stunned, which is going to make it dramatically easier to just go in and get the kill outright, which we will do right here with our spider babies, get them some experience. Good level up. And now we can swoop in behind and blast that hero for some damage. Hero's pretty tanky, though. That's a shame we weren't able to get control. Oh, man. Node Serpent really took a beating. Wow. You know what? I think I'm going to use Quick Dash. Ooh, actually, before I do that, though, we can do Regen instead. So let's get that on there. And Mammoth Sentry needs to die, so we'll just do that with the Spider Queen here. Nice, a little bit of lifesteal as well. Spider Baby can go for a web, because why not? Maloculus could get the finish. The Node Serpent, though, really took a beating. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Quick Dash here. Just for the healing, mostly. And then let's get the kill with the Node Serpent. And a good level up for that Node Serpent as well. Very nice. Alright, let's see what kind of items we got here. Maybe we got some goodies that we can use. Nothing too exciting. I will take that jewel. Ooh, the foot wrappings does give a little bit of fire weakness, but that's not a problem. The only danger there is that we would go from being totally immune to fire to having a little bit of vulnerability to fire. We'd still have 80% protection, which is huge. Yeah, replacing this with the just extra defense might be good. Because that being said, attacks of opportunity. Now, I mean, attacks of opportunity are when a unit tries to move past your unit and you get kind of a free attack at it. So it's not necessarily all that good for the rogue. So I will actually do that. Torso gear, this is probably better. Although, you know what? Martial arts, this Steel Panther armor does pair better with the helmet. So maybe I'll keep that as it is. Because you can see, martial arts, you get 5+ defense against attacks of opportunity and retaliations. So they do maybe pair a little bit more nicely. Sundering Warhammer, I'm just going to sell that. Honestly, that's not really that needed. Let's see who else maybe needs some gear. Okay, well, our new hero definitely could use some. We've got no foot gear for our Tigran Theocrat. Quora could use some headgear. And a shield, actually. So why don't we send both to her? Tarzan's in pretty good shape. Doesn't have a shield, though. Let's see. How long would this take to get to Quora? 7 turns. And by the time it gets there, it might not be as useful, but... You know what? We'll send the shield to Tarzan, because he's a little closer. Forgot to check who needs a shirt. Well, okay, our new hero does, so... We will send this to our new hero. The helmet we will still send to Quora. Like I said, it may not get there and actually add much value, but... And I think our... Either of our Theocrats, or our Tigrans, I mean, could probably use that foot gear. We could also just keep this with her. I mean, being totally immune to fire, you know, it's nice, but it's not an absolute must. Whereas, you know, this, at least then we would get the extra defense out of it. I don't know. That's kind of a tough call. I think I'm going to send it to the Theocrat, honestly. Okay. So that takes care of that. Now, let's... We've got another army over here. I almost missed that. I was going to say we could go for the city, but let's go and attack this other squad while we're in the neighborhood. Yeah, we can just go engage that battle like this. Another chance to maybe recruit some more units if possible. What I should have done in that last battle is probably tried to throw a Fire Plague or something, a debuff, to make it easier for me to land a successful dominate or conversion. Just looking here. So the Dwarf Apprentice does have floating. But it doesn't have mind control immunity as far as I can see. So that, I think, is going to be my target. The rest of these are all, I think, tier 1 units, including the Sparrow Hawk. Yeah, so we'll go for the Apprentice. So I'm going to blast the Prospector. Nice, good stun. Maybe a free kill for the Spider Baby, perhaps. We can step up and we can let the Axeman have it a little bit. Just seeing what would be best. Damage-wise, this is looking like our best option. Nice, okay. Gonna park my Maloculus here. And the Spider can go there. Node Serpent's still not in spectacular condition. Yeah, we'll go up with the spider baby, and then what we'll do is we will put our node serpent in like this in defense mode, and our panther can swoop in and pounce on the sparrowhawk. Okay, nothing too crazy there. No problem at all. Alright, the spider baby can get the finish on the Axeman without any difficulty. Wonderful. And now we can go for that dominate, but we are not in range. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, well, we're going to try for the fire plague first. Okay, that's too bad. We're going to step up, go for that. Oh, and they've got a really strong chance to resist it. If we get a broken spirit, that might help. Okay, it didn't. Yeah, they resisted. Shoot. It would be nice to just finish them off, honestly. Okay. Well, if they end up killing themselves on one of my units, then it's over. Yeah. I was going to say if they don't, then I'll try and dominate them, but that's fine too. Okay. All right, well, that's a pretty good outcome there. I mean, we've got a tiny little city here we can attack. So, yeah, the war is now on Brock Goldrand, so that's who we're going to be trying to deal with now. I think we're going to leave Alarmian alone just for the time being. But let's see, we can perhaps... There we go. Let's see, proposal. Yes, open borders and a peace treaty, absolutely. Happy to do that, and then let me know when you're ready to talk. This is a pretty good, pretty decently sized Frostling city here. Wouldn't mind having access to their spot here as a vassal. Lets me keep an eye on Alarmian as well. We're going to jump underground and see what we see. Oh, interesting. Some tunneling or something going on. We've got a rock here. A whole bunch of animals. Then we've got a Tigran village here. Okay, maybe I may consider just paying them to get better access. Oh, and look at that. This is my other squad here. Okay. So, let's head up this way. All right, now where is this quest? Oh, are you serious? It is pointing over here. I wonder if that unit is there. I would be so upset. Oh, no, there they are. Okay. Because I was about to say, I came all this way. The only problem is that with this unit standing there, I can't get to them. Which is not good. Oh, nice. Okay, we can fight that battle, which would be good. You know what? I'm gonna pay this because I want to get this as a vassal eventually. It's in a really good spot for me, so... what I'm going to do here is I'm going to engage this fight. And the goal here is going to be... I don't know if we can use Convert on an animal. I can't remember, but if we can, maybe we can try it on the rock. I don't know if it's got mind control immunity or not, but let me take a look here once the enemy turn is finished. Okay, let's see. Okay, it does not have... Oh, but it has 100% spirit protection, and it has strong will. Okay, so we won't be able to mind control it. That's too bad. Alright, well, we'll go with plan B, which is just kill everything. Nice, big damage there. We'll step up and get the kill that way. We can cruise right in. Blast the carrion bird. Heavy damage that way. We're going to keep our hero back just because we don't want to end up in unnecessary risk. Can even do a smite if we really wanted. You know what? I'm going to phase in behind like this. Get the kill that way. And then the shield biter, I'm going to park right in front of that rock and just let them tank that damage. In the meantime here, we will throw instant wrath on the shield biter. Because why not? Going after my support unit, not a huge surprise. Ouch. Okay. Well, we got to bail out our support unit here, who's in rough shape. Well, the shield biter can cruise down, throw on a war cry, and at least turn the rock around, which is helpful. Our chariot can step down. It's going to be hard to get to this dire vulture, though. We can't convert it. You know what, though? We can step behind it with our hero. Oh, yeah. Big critical. Okay, that just made things a lot easier. Now we're fine. Node Serpent can sprint like this. Turn that guy around. And then we can... Oh, yeah. Get the charge kill there. And that frees up this, which is big. And the Chieftain can now blast the rock for some heavy damage if we want. Definitely don't mind that. Let's do that. Almost the kill. And if it tries to move, it will die. Oh, there we go. We got the bleed kill. Wonderful. So the stack is still in good shape. Got some good experience out of that. Now we'll be able to do a lot of work underground here. There's a lost library for us to clear out. There's all kinds of stuff. So I think this is a great place to leave the episode. So the big development now is we are at war with Brock Goldran, and we are waiting to perhaps be at war with Olarmian as well. So I will just zoom out here. And I will save this one. This is going to be episode 16. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.